So Fatih Parlak is an assistant professor and head of the English Language and Literature department at Cappadocia University. He earned his PhD in comparative literature from the Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona, focusing on board games as cultural artifacts reflecting Ottoman European interactions. His interdisciplinary research merges literary theory, history, digital humanities, and artificial intelligence to explore how games influence cultural narratives. An active conference organizer and participant, Parlak has published widely on themes of identity, power, and representation. He serves as an assistant editor of the Board Game Studies Journal, and he is one of two editors of Coexistence in Medieval Christian and Muslim Societies, Politics, Trade, and Culture in Anatolia and Iberia, forthcoming in 2025 by Amsterdam University Press. All right, take it away. We're interested to hear about this topic.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Walter, for this introduction, and hello, everyone. I'll try to squeeze everything into 20 minutes. If I cannot, I'm very sorry for that because I've got, materials to share with you. So I'll basically talk about mosques and religious buildings in basically Bursa, Nikea, and Istanbul, and the games that I found in those places. Um, This is just an interesting research only because formerly we didn't have enough evidence of board games, graffiti board games or other board games being played in sacred areas in Islam, in Islam and in the Ottoman Empire. So I'll begin with the Islamic contexts, how Islam sees games, and then I'll continue with the sites of research, very short slides, architectural context, and then continue with ludic context, and then I'll talk about some challenges that I found or faced with while collecting data. So the Islamic context, games in Islamic context, pretty simple. If a game includes some sort of chance, either by dice or any kind of a randomizer, it's seen as haram. Uh, But if there's no chance, if it's mind game like chess and checkers, then it's permissible only because there is benefit, the benefit of improving your skills. This is also evidenced in there are textual evidences from the 16th century. Like here is a fatwa from Shaykhul Islam Ebu Suud Effendi, who lived in the 16th century. He was the highest authority in the Ottoman Empire in terms of religion. And I mean, there are three cases, but the first one actually summarizes everything. According to religious law, are testimonies of those who play chess and backgammon valid? And the answer is simple. Testimonies of those who play backgammon are not valid, because it includes chance and randomizers. Chess would not hinder, provided that the player does not play for revenge, he doesn't waste his inheritance, meaning gambling, or he doesn't give a false oath. There's this little window that in that we can see um, games that are not based on chance can be played. They're allowed to be played. All right. So the size of research, first of all, I started uh, visiting mosques in Bursa, and then I continued with Nikea, which is very close to Bursa and part of a province of Bursa. In today's terms, Iznik. And then I continued with Istanbul. Uh, all these three places were formerly capitals in Ottoman Empire. Nikea only had a couple of years. Longest, of course, Istanbul, and Bursa was also the capital of the Ottoman state before it turned into an empire. So architectural context, the games that I found are usually in the narthex area of a mosque, and in the narthex area, which is reserved for those who cannot make it to prayer time or cannot enter due to the crowd. It also serves as a kind of as a front area that prevents direct entry into the mosque. So it's like an interim area. It's a threshold. It's neither inside the mosque, where I didn't find any games, and I guess nobody played board games inside the mosque. Neither it is outside the mosque. So it's like an in-between area. It's a gray zone. Maybe because of this, it was kind of permissible to play in this in-between area. Revak, Revak is it's a Turkish term for a portico, because narthex in a mosque comes with portico. I'll show you the images. And then külliye. Külliye is a group of buildings surrounded around a mosque, which is, it's like complex of buildings. And when a mosque is around külliye, or if the whole complex is külliye, then you can guess the social interaction will be much more than other mosques, because there are many other social buildings around the mosque. So here's a good example. Where's my pen? All right, here. Right, so this whole part is the narthex area. It's usually with, it's made out of marble on the floor. And as you can see, it's neither inside nor outside. And there's this portico that is covering the roof. And it's the perfect place for playing board games or scratching board games on marble stones. Here's an example from Bursa Ulu Mosque. It's one of the most famous mosques in Ottoman Empire before it turned into an empire. The interesting thing here is that in the design, in architectural design, there's no narthex. So, and interestingly, I didn't find any games around this mosque. So it comes to me that no narthex, no games. So narthex is an important place in the design of a mosque and in social interaction. So the study area, as you can see, there are many places that I found board games scratched on marbles in Bursa. Then comes Nikea. Interestingly, I found only in those three mosques in Istanbul some board games. It doesn't mean that I saw all the mosques in Istanbul. It's not possible yet. But I've seen around 7 mosques, and only in those 3 I found something. So I'll, in a minute, start showing you the games that I found, the loaded context, the variety of games. Usually I found 8x8 chessboards or checkers boards, whatever. Interestingly, Alkerke, because the only evidence that I know Alkerke board was in Ayasuluk in Ephesus. And this is the second example, or there are 2 boards, and yeah, second and third examples. And I found many nine men's Morris and, of course, tic-tac-toe. Bursa, this outline is from Bursa. Here's Muradiye Cami or Muradiye Mosque and the narthex area. In a minute, I'll start showing you the games that I found there. But interestingly, I also found games in the small narthex areas here. Here, I'll show the pictures of those, and here. Yeah. So this is the complex, Muradiye complex. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site now. And here you see Şehzade Ahmet Mausoleum on the left. So these parts are completely marble, and you can sit, as you can see, perhaps here. This is the place where I found some board games, 8x8 boards, which are those. You can clearly, see because the scratches are very clear. And I also found a tic-tac-toe. The game that is on the left, or the board on the left, seems to be used for other games as well because there are multiple scratches. This is the second place in this complex that I found board games, Şehzade Mahmut Mausoleum, built in 1506. You can see it has exactly the same design as this one. So this entry, marble area here and there. And I found two more boards, 8x8 boards here. And then Cem Sultan Mausoleum, built in sometime in 1500. You can see there is a place, there are places where you can actually sit. And there as well, I found scratches of games. Muradiye Mosque is still within this complex. And here I found some 9-man Morris here. And there as well, it's not clearly seen, but yeah, the scratches here gets a little bit difficult to see. And Yıldırım Beyazıt Mosque, which was built sometime towards the end of the 14th century. Once again, it's a complex, külliye, because here is a former time school, medrese, and here's the narthex area of the mosque. And here I found many board games, and mostly 9-man Morris, chess, and tic-tac-toe. Sorry for the amateur way of presenting these pictures. I took these pictures before I was granted a scale by Tim. Thanks for the scales though, Tim. Yeah, you can see here as well scratched board games. And then I continued my visits in Nikea or İznik, İznik Yeşil Mosque, which was built towards again end of the 14th century. There I found two Alkerke boards, 5x5 Alkerke boards, and these were the only examples that I found. Again, it's a rare find. And 9-man Morrises. And then I continued, of course, my visits in Istanbul, Valide-i Cedid Mosque. It's again a külliye, a complex. Only here on this stone, I found this scratch of a board, which I presume is belonging to chess or checkers. And yeah, and here you can see a tic-tac-toe board. And then I continued with Yeni Mosque, Yeni Cami. It's in Fatih, Sirkeci. It's a huge mosque and a külliye as well. Only here, here on this stone, I found a scratches of this board game, which again I presume is an 8x8 chessboard. What is interesting about this place is that it's reserved for the royal family, or the, Sultan and his family to enter. So they enter to the mosque from this gate. Süleymaniye Mosque, again, is a huge complex, as you can see, shops and schools and even mausoleums. I found, again, scratches of two 8x8 boards. They were on the left and right side of the side entry. It's not the main entry, it's here. And this place is actually here. So it's not the main entry into the courtyard. It's the side entry. Yeah, the challenge is, of course, the accuracy in dating. We can never know who scratched those boards when. Only I can guess because of the, social interaction, especially in külliye buildings, complexes, maybe children, I'm not sure, but yeah. So the second challenge is the carpets. It's not customary to cover the narthex area with carpets, but it started recently because, the population increases and the number of people who go to prayer increases. So they have to use this place, and it means it's in active use. I cannot just, shoo people to look for games. And sometimes narthex area is used for women. Those areas are completely covered, not just with a carpet, but also with a kind of a board, which you cannot see inside. And the restoration activities, yeah, carpet here. As you can see, the narthex is completely covered also with a PVC wall or window. And the restoration, as you can see, almost killed a beautiful board. I'd like to end my presentation with a modern time hopscotch that I found in a mosque in Istanbul. Thank you very much.